Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Eliza at Eliza Journals, and you can find me on all my social media at Eliza Journals on Facebook and Instagram. So today I wanted to do a fountain pen review from Wordsworth. They reached out to me on Instagram and asked would I like to try one of their fountain pens, and of course, who's gonna turn down a fountain pen? And if you like fountain pens, you know that it's hard to tell someone, no, I don't want to try a fountain pen. So today, I just want to show you all the fountain pen, and I'm actually I have the inks out here because I actually want to ink it up while I'm on camera and write with it so you all can see actually how it writes. So I'm gonna open it up, and it comes with this really cute gift box. So it's just really a regular black gift box, and it's perfect if you're gifting this to someone for Christmas, birthday, graduation. So it comes with a really nice gift box, all black, and the first thing you see when you open it up is it's fountain pen cartridges. So it comes with 24, which is very rare to see that someone sends fountain cartridges with their fountain pens. Usually you might get one cartridge with other fountain pen companies, but this comes with 24 in the gift box. So I'm gonna set that aside, and then this fountain pen, it comes wrapped in paper, plastic. And my first impression is that it's gorgeous. Like, this is like completely gorgeous. And it's actually 18 karat it's an 18 karat gilded nib. I'm not sure because this is my first time actually opening it, excuse me. So my immediate impressions is that it's beautiful. It's gold, and it's actually my favorite color. And I had no idea. I'm like, did they really know my favorite color? But my favorite color is green. So when I immediately opened it, I'm just very in awe because it's beautiful. It kind of reminds me of my Sailor Pro Gear Slim. Upon my immediate impression of the body, it even though the top does not look like a Sailor, it just the color and how it's made just kind of reminds me a little bit of a Sailor. So, and it actually has a snap top, so if you hear that, it actually snaps on and off, which is really cool because most fountain pens you screw them on like this. So this one actually snaps open and close. I'm gonna close this down really quick. So the nib is a 18 karat gilded nib. It's really pretty. The nib reminds me of a Sailor nib, no lie. So I'm actually going to open my drawer right here and show you all what I mean by the nib. Kind of reminds me, so this is a Sailor, a man leaf Sailor, and I ordered this from Japan because they did not have this. I couldn't find this pen anywhere in America, but the nib is very comparable. So as you can see, this is what I mean by it is very comparable to a Sailor fountain pen, like the body of it. The only difference is that the top of the Wordsworth, it's more square than the Sailor. So I'm gonna open the Wordsworth back up, and I'm going to show you the Sailor nib. So if you could see that, this is actually what I mean by it looks very similar. It's very comparable. I already have the Sailor inked already with black ink. So if y'all see that ink on my hand, you know why. But it's very comparable. Like, it all is very similar. And actually, the Wordsworth is a medium nib, which really doesn't look like a medium nib to me at all. It really looks like an extra fine nib. This Sailor is an extra fine nib, and this Wordsworth fountain pen is a medium nib. So it's slightly, of course, it's slightly different at the tip of the nib. This is more wide. The Wordsworth is more, it's more wide than the Sailor. but the nib is very similar. Even in the length, it's very similar in the length. So I actually really like how it looks. It has a very sleek look and slim look to it. Okay, so you can put the cap on. I love when I can put caps on my fountain pens when I write, because it makes it heavier to write. When I write with fountain pens, I don't write with them without the top on them. So I love that you can actually fit the top on when you write with it. I love that. So let's see what else is inside the box. Let's sit that here. And then, so inside the box, it comes with a card. It's a free warranty extension card. And you have to register within 10 days from the date of purchase if you purchase this. And then it just comes with like an overall instruction booklet, which is really cool. It's really nice. And it tells you information about the nibs, the selection of the nibs. And I love how it gives you an example of how their nibs look by already giving you an example in the book of how broad or how fine they write. So the medium nib for here actually looks like it writes pretty much like a fine nib, like a medium fine, excuse me. And then it tells you about the cartridge of the pen and how to clean the pen, different writing accessories that they have to go with the pen, and the many fountain inks that they have. And then it comes with like another little card telling you who the CEO is of the company. So my next thing to do is I'm not going to use any of the cartridges because I rarely use cartridges. I rarely use these when I get them. So what I probably would do with the cartridges is I will empty them and put other inks in them, because I don't want the ink is going to go to waste, because I'm really not fond of black and blue ink unless they're like really pretty colors. So I'm sure this is like a standard black and blue ink. So I'll just pretty much poke, well, here's one. So I'll end up poking this open when I get ready to use the cartridge, and I'll just basically use a syringe to get all the ink out, and then clean it out, and then fill it with some refill inks that I have already. Okay, so I already have my little napkin, because I'm actually going to fill this with one of these inks that I actually just purchased. Now, before I ink that up, something just popped in my head. I wanted to actually show you all the Kaweco nibs. I almost said Kaweco. The Kaweco nibs. And I kept noticing these look very similar to the Kaweco nibs. So I'm gonna take one out. So maybe if you have a Kaweco and you order a Wordsworth, you may be able to use the nib. The Kaweco nib is a little bit, like the tip right here is a little bit longer, but I would literally still try it to see if it actually works, because it might work. The cartridges look exactly the same. So you may even be able to use, if you have Kaweco cartridges and you are thinking about ordering a Wordsworth, just know that the cartridges may be able to work in the Wordsworth if you already have Kaweco cartridges. Okay, so let's ink this up. So I actually want to just ink this up with Colorverse Haho Mask, and I actually got this from Atlas Stationers. I was looking for this color everywhere and I couldn't find it, and a friend of mine, Joy Letters from Instagram, was like, try Atlas Stationers, because that's where I got it from, and we just got a couple bottles in. And so I used her affiliate code to order this because I really could not find this on nowhere on the internet. And I fell in love with the color because I want to use this in another fountain pen. Okay, so, and I love that this Wordsworth comes with a piston filling converter. So basically, a piston filling converter is one that where you just dip it in the ink and you pull it up. So you can do it two ways. You can take it out of the pen like this and then dip it in the ink and fill it up, or most of the time if they have a piston filling converter, I just leave the converter in the pen. And I'm actually going to shake this up because sometimes the pigment floats to the bottom, so I always shake the ink up. And this is my first time using Colorverse Hot Hold Mask. I'm gonna put this right here because I do not want to get any ink on my desk. So I'm going to dip this in, and you just dip it in all the way to the bottom. It needs to be fully submerged at the bottom, and you want to make sure that the piston is all the way down, that you twist it all the way down. Look, I'm giving y'all a tutorial. And then you're gonna bring the ink back up by twisting it clockwise. I may have to turn the bottle like this because I just got this ink and I do not want to waste it. So I'm gonna turn it sideways. Okay, there we go. I see it coming up now. Trying to hold it as steady as I can. Okay, it's full. So you can do it that way as well. I like doing it this way because I get less ink on my hands. I'm gonna lay that right there. Put the top back on this because this was $15 and I do not want to waste it. And I'm going to actually put this back in the box. Okay, so I'm going to clean the nib off and then twist this back on. Make sure it's tight. Top back on. Okay, back. So I'm actually going to use the back of this notebook to do a pen test to see how it writes. I pretty much do use this little notebook just to test out the color, the nib, how scratchy the nib is. And this is just like a little A5 bullet journal I got from Amazon. And it's actually really great. I haven't written in it yet, but I'm just going to use the back of it to see how well this writes, because I'm very particular about fountain pens that I use. I'm very particular about if they're scratchy. And to be honest, this is my first medium nib. I do not write with anything other than fine and extra fine. So when I saw that it was a medium nib early in the video, I'm like, oh no. But we're gonna see how it actually writes. Oh wow. Oh, I like that. It literally writes like a medium fine. I love that. Okay, so Colorverse. a whole mess. Wow. This pen writes really good. It's very smooth. Not scratchy at all. The ink completely comes out like it's a fine nib. Wow. I cannot believe that it writes so good. I am blown away. Look at that. Amazing. And then if you can see, my TWSBI Precisions are, all the TWSBI Precisions are extra fine. Look at the complete difference between all my TWSBIs and then look at the medium nib of the Wordsworth. Completely more extra, it's more extra fine than the TWSBIs that are extra fine. That is ridiculous. It's almost like the Wordsworth is really an extra fine or a fine nib, and the TWSBIs are really a medium nib. I am blown away at how amazing it writes. It really writes amazing. So would I say that this pen is worth the money? Most definitely. And if you want, this probably be a really good beginner starter pen for people who don't want to invest in a whole bunch of money, because I looked on Amazon and I saw the retail price of it being like $31.99, which is not bad at all. The overall quality is really good. The nib is really good. Even if it's a wet ink, it comes out really well. No leaking. Comes with a piston filling mechanism. I love it. I absolutely love this. I am so grateful for Wordsworth sending me this. I will definitely be using this. So you may be seeing this in my Instagram videos. I am blown away. Like, seriously. But thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, watching my little fountain pen review. So make sure you give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share my content with other people. Until next time, bye.